Hello, hello. Today I want to talk about the 8 steps that you need to take for writing a grant, submitting a grant, and what to do after the grant. So, the first step is that you will need to be grant ready. And that's just a broad term to mean that there are certain things that your nonprofit can do to get yourself really ready and prepared to write a grant. And then once all of those things are in place, then you'll be that much more likely to get a grant. I do teach more about becoming grant ready in my intro to grant writing workshop coming up. I'll talk about that a little bit more in just a bit. The second step is to determine exactly what you're asking for. Are you asking for program support, general operating support, capital support for a new building? Just get really clear on exactly what your ask will be. The third step is to do your research. And really effective research, in my opinion, is the most important piece to grant writing. Because if you have an entire list of funders that are likely to fund you, then the process is just that much easier and your success rate will be much, much higher. The fourth step is to determine your ask amount. When you have an appropriate ask amount for that particular funder, then again, it will just be much more likely to be funded and just make the process that much easier. The fifth step is to develop your language. So that is what you might think of when you think of grant writing, is actually writing the grant, answering all the questions appropriately, and just really conveying that compelling mission for your organization. The sixth step will be to gather all of your grant attachments. Now, some funders will ask for an audit, your budget, a program budget, your W-9, a list of board of directors. I mean, sometimes the list of attachments goes on and on. So it's really nice if you can prepare for that ahead of time and just create a folder on your computer where you will store all of these attachments and you'll have them all ready to go. The seventh step is to develop your program budget. Now, a lot of your program budget might be determined by your organization, but there are things as a grant writer that you can suggest to your organization or just be sure to include. And again, just makes your proposal that much more compelling. It tells a story about your grant through your budget. And the final step is that after you've submitted your report or after you've submitted your grant application, you have been funded and it's been about a year, then you will usually need to submit an impact report on how you spent the funds and what the outcome of those funds were. Once you do your impact report, if the funder likes what the outcome was and you delivered on what you said you were going to deliver on, then that funder will usually fund you again and again and again. So it's a really important process to make sure that you convey that impact to that funder. So those are the 8 steps to writing a grant. Did you notice how only one of those steps is actually writing? So most people think of grant writing as just writing. They might think they're not a good writer. They might be intimidated by the whole process. But writing is just one component to submitting a grant, providing a compelling package, and getting funded. So again, I have an intro to grant writing workshop coming up. It starts next week on September 12th. I hope you check it out. I'll include the link here and I hope to see you there. Bye-bye.